Story time. Today's story is The Apple Tree. The Apple Tree. Years passed and the village continued to thrive thanks to the new apple tree. It had grown strong and sturdy beside old Henry's final resting place. The villagers refer to it as Young Henry, an homage to the tree that had meant so much to their community. Young Henry's apples were as delicious as those of its predecessor, and the traditions of apple harvesting and sharing continued. The people of the village believed that the spirit of old Henry had been passed on the new tree, watching over them and blessing each harvest with abundance. One particular autumn, as the leaves began to turn golden, the village was preparing for its annual apple festival. It was a time of celebration where the villagers would come together to pick apples, make pies, and share stories. It was a time to remember old Henry and honor the legacy of the apple trees that had been at the heart of their village. Emily, who had once nurtured the young sapling, was now an elder in the village. She felt a deep connection to the trees and often visited them, recalling the days of her youth. As she stood beneath the branches of young Henry, she noticed something extraordinary, a single apple that shimmered with a golden light. The villagers gathered, drawn by Emily's excitement. They marveled at the radiant apple, which seemed to hold a mysterious power. Emily carefully plucked it from the tree, and as she held it in her hand, she felt a surge of warmth and vitality. Word of the enchanted apple spread throughout the village, and it was decided that it should be shared with the person in the greatest need. The villagers believed that this extraordinary fruit held the power to heal and restore. After much discussion, it was decided that an ailing widow named Agnes should be the one to receive this gift. Agnes had been bedridden for months, and her spirit had waned. Her garden, once lush and vibrant, had withered away. She had lost hope and no longer found joy in life. The villagers, with the radiant apple in hand, gathered outside her cottage. Emily approached Agnes and gently placed the apple in her trembling hands. The moment Agnes took a bite, a remarkable transformation occurred. Color returned to her cheeks, her eyes sparkled with a renewed life, and the strength coursed through her body. Agnes, overwhelmed with gratitude, stood up from her bed and stepped outside. To her astonishment, her garden had sprung to life, blooming with the most vibrant and beautiful flowers. The entire village watched in amazement as her garden flourished before their eyes. The village was filled with a renewed sense of wonder and hope. The miraculous apple from young Henry had not only healed Agnes but had also rekindled the spirit of the community. The people realized that the legacy of old Henry and the spirit of apple trees continued to bless their lives. For that day forward, the villagers cared for young Henry and its successor with even greater devotion, for they knew that these trees were not only a source of sustenance but also a symbol of resilience, unity, and the enduring power of nature. Each apple harvest was a celebration of their shared history and a reminder that, like the trees, their village would stand strong through the changing seasons of life.